In this video, we play the Dragon of Icespire Peak
Woodland Manse quest
from the D&D Essentials kit. Hi, I'm Bob.
I'm Grace.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Dan.
And welcome back to the Dragon of Icespire Peak gameplay series. For tips on running this quest and more, check out the Dragon of Icespire Peak DM guide and the full playlist linked in the description, and subscribe for new D&D videos every Wednesday. Alright, so who will you guys be playing for this quest?
I will be playing Clodagh, the human fighter, with a fresh new Dragon Slayer greatsword.
I will be playing Feanor, the rogue high elf.
I will be playing Zalfa, the wizard high elf, brother of Feanor.
And Clodagh's friends, Donabella and Inverna, will be accompanying us on this adventure.
Alright, back in Phandalin, you guys return to the job board and find this posting.
The Woodland Manse quest. The orcs have fallen under the sway of an evil spellcaster in Neverwinter Wood and have been sighted in growing numbers near Falcon's hunting lodge. The spellcasters dwell in a ruined manse. Falcon needs someone to make a preemptive strike against it. Destroy the evil in the manse, then expect him to reward you.
Neverwinter Wood.
And as you finish reading that aloud, turn around and see a tall man with dark hair, pale skin, blue eyes,
What a creep.
with a little donkey
Oh.
pulling a small wagon behind it. He hails you. Hi, I'm Falcon. See you reading my post up there.
What a coincidence!
Hanging out, watching who reads his posts.
Well, I'm on my way back to the lodge now. I'd be happy to guide you guys part way to the manse.
Okay, but only if I can ride the donkey.
Feanor can pull the cart.
I'm weak, boy. I got negative 3
Yeah.
strength.
I forgot.
Brother, you should know
Okay,
this.
okay. Feanor can ride the donkey and I'll just pull the cart.
I accept.
Yeah, so you guys set off for Neverwinter Wood. You head along the Tribord Trail for a few days before you cut into the woods. Falcon leads you a day or two before he peels off and just gives you directions to the manse itself. On the way, Falcon does dispense some information. He says, I've seen more orcs in the woods of late. Those ugly brutes.
Oh.
Falcon, could you put an estimate on the number of orcs you think may be living in these woods?
At least a dozen. I've killed a few of them myself.
Oh, interesting.
Inverna gives Falcon a high five.
He revels in that high five. The orcs appear to be in league with those evil half-orcs that
I was
I
just gonna
know I don't
ask,
like 'em.
what exact evil acts have you witnessed these spellcasters performing?
Evil. I know they do blood sacrifices with innocent creatures of the wood and worship Talos, god of storms.
Maybe those woodland creatures were up to smell good.
Yeah, what if the woodland creatures were doing crimes?
Maybe we have to go investigate it for ourselves.
Yeah, all I know is those orcs, they're a nasty lot. Following a trail through the woods, you come to a foggy clearing, in the midst of which stands a crumbling, 2-story manse all but hidden beneath thorny ivy. The large house is set atop a 6-foot-high stone foundation, and the main entrance has a balcony above it. Pumpkins grow wild in patches around the manse, with several wild boars feeding among them. The boars snort with contempt as you draw near.
The boars again!
Well, Clodagh, have these boars attacked previous people before?
I think we scared most of them away, but then there was one that was pretty feisty.
They might just be territorial.
Now, there's definitely something spooky about him because
Can I
we
roll to see if
found-
there's something spooky
we
about them?
found these little voodoo talismans, and then we destroyed them, and it made the sound of a boar squealing. So these boars have something to do with the stuff that's going on.
Interesting.
I'm gonna roll
So I
Arcana
dropped my
check and see if
D6.
these
I can't
boars
find
are hypnotized. 27.
The boars don't appear to be magical boars, based on this visual inspection that you can do with
My
an arcana
ocular
check
scan.
from a distance.
My ocular scan proves that these are average boars.
Is my Dragon Slayer sword glowing to alert me to the presence of a dragon?
No.
Okay, well, these boars aren't dragons either.
I think we can safely avoid the boars. But There's only one entrance into this large building.
Well, we haven't
correct?
walked around it yet.
That's true.
Why don't we distract the boars?
The boars are distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're just
eating.
munching
They're
on
just
some
on
pumpkins.
Jinx, Bob. Oh. Cast a spell, minor illusion. The juiciest, thickest pumpkin.
Actually, yeah, I'm
You've seen
gonna
him.
cast a juicy pumpkin illusion.
And I'm going to use my minor illusion to create a juicy pumpkin smell
Interesting.
on the juicy pumpkin.
Perfect.
And it's making a sound like...
Just a squelching pumpkin.
18.
That's
So you don't have to roll
It's
for it.
literally seeping.
18
Ew.
juicy pumpkins.
It's a rotting pumpkin.
I think the seeds are just sliding down.
You produce a tantalizing pumpkin, and one of the boars scurries over to it. It's confused, and then just goes over to another
Oh yeah, it's an
pumpkin.
illusion. It doesn't have any substance.
Yeah.
I use my other ability, minor conjuration, to actually produce a real pumpkin.
I think the boars are distracted enough. Let's find a way into the mansion.
The manse.
Yeah, the manse.
Well, I'm going to circle the manse to see if there's any other entrances into this
In the,
structure.
All the way around, there's these pumpkin patches, and each one has a boar in it. You count 8 boars as you go around. All the walls are covered in ivy. So you could probably clear it off if you wanted to go in another window. Also, on your way around, you noticed some loud orcish voices coming from this side of the house. Sounded like they might be upstairs, though. And there is one side door that if you peek into it, looks like it opens up into a ruined kitchen.
And I take a cautious step into the side door.
In the kitchen, it looks like nature has wholly taken over here. All the furnishings are decayed or destroyed. There's chews from rats, probably. And there's another door straight ahead.
Let's go through the south door.
That room appears to be a ruined dining room, but inside there are crude drawings, look to be in blood, on the walls, depicting boars chasing stick figure humanoids. A large fireplace on the south side of the room has several small wooden figurines atop it. They look
Do they look familiar?
oddly familiar to you, Clodagh. With it.
That's us.
Throw them into the fire.
There's no fire in the fireplace right now.
I put them in the fireplace and then I cast Firebolt.
As
What if you're gonna burn
soon
yourself?
as you try to touch one, the one that resembled yourself, roll initiative as it comes to life. So, Clodagh, as you reached up and grabbed, it strikes at you with its tiny wooden claws. Ooh, 5 piercing damage as it rakes its little claws across you. And then it's your turn.
Ouch.
I smash it with my Dragon Slayer greatsword. 11.
It's climbing
too
up on your
wiggly.
shoulder. Yeah.
Okay, second attack. Oh my god.
Oh god.
10.
Yep, it's crawling up on top of your head. Zelfar, your turn.
I cast Firebolt! On the one that's on Clodagh.
Oh my god.
I aim and snipe it off her head.
Help!
11.
Misses.
It's too fast.
Your firebolt blasts against the wall above the fireplace, right between 2 other ones.
I go to swing my dagger across the mantle. 16?
Hits.
Yes! 11.
So you easily smash through the one that resembled a dwarven figure. And as it was busted up by that dagger, you hear a boorish squeal emit from it. As now the one on top of your head, Clodagh, is going again.
This thing is feisty.
3 piercing damage as it reaches down on your head and starts clawing at your cheeks.
My eyes!
The one that resembles an elven cowboy goes next,
Oh,
but with only an 8 as it attempts to leap
as it attempts to
onto
shoot a
Inverna.
fireball.
Lands on her shoulder but can't get up to pierce with its little claws. And the one with the unicorn mask goes last, but that one also misses as it leaps toward Donabella. What do you do, Clodagh?
Attack.
Put it on
The
your
one
head.
that's on me.
So as you reach up with your sword, punch through it, holding the hilt of your sword, and as it smashes, you, in your very heart, feel pain
My
deep
soul.
within. And you,
Jug somewhere around the world. It's like,
you take 2 psychic damage as this thing is obliterated.
Do they have little figurines of me and my brother?
No.
They haven't met you yet.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And Verna's gonna attack the one that looks like her, I guess. That's the one that's attacking her. Max damage. 12.
Her sword just slices the head right off of the one that was crawling up her shoulder, and she too takes 2 psychic damage as that one is destroyed.
Donabella will attack her double with Sacred Flame.
They're very dexterous.
Dang it!
It's-
Donabella looks sad.
It's your turn, Zelfar. There's one of these things left, crawling up your unicorn-masked companion's face.
Run up to them, but I want point blank. Firebolt. 6 damage.
It's destroyed. Donabella appears to have taken damage almost from the firebolt, but you know,
Singed.
after taking a breather then,
Eyebrows singed.
as everything settles, that this was, some kind of dark magic.
I'm not convinced.
I mean, that is pretty revengey, but they weren't actually doing anything to me that I noticed.
Another thing that you all notice is that the whole house is quiet now.
Oh no, the orcs heard us.
Mm-mm.
Should we hide? I can't hide very well.
I say we proceed through the house.
I'm going to send Randall
Oh, that's a good idea.
into the next room, towards
So-
that main room.
When all is quiet, a single creature is stirring. Randall, the familiar mouse,
Squirrel.
not a mouse, squirrel, scurries out the south door of that room next to the fireplace and out into a courtyard. Stone steps lead down to a flagstone courtyard that has a pillared arcade to the east. 7 windows on the upper level overlook the courtyard, in the middle of which is a 5-foot wide stone well with thick vines erupting from it. Guttural snorts and yells now erupt again from the southeast corner of the manse, signaling the presence of orcs nearby.
We want to find the
here?
half
Yes.
orcs. Those are the ones we need to find. We should try to find them before we do anything with the regular orcs.
This is true. And for all we know, there could be little figurines of the actual full orcs.
So Randall goes into the room under where you hear all this orcish banter. This appears to have been some kind of bedchamber, but everything is pretty decayed and smashed. And on the west side of the room, there is a hole in the ceiling. Randall can very loudly hear the sounds of orcs speaking upstairs through that hole.
Well, this gives us an opportunity to launch some magical spell through that hole. to
That's
maybe,
what I wanted to do.
Well, I don't really want to do anything to the orcs until we find the half orc.
So you guys were suspicious of this well with vines?
Randall goes, check it out.
Yep, he climbs up the vines, scampers around down the well.
Well, the well is like mostly full of woody vines and like some green vines as well. And some of those green ones in particular just
Can't trust
ever so
those vines.
slightly moving.
Does
Your
it attack
eyes are
Randall or
shining.
anything?
No, it's not attacking him.
That's good.
Regardless, I think we should
Doesn't
avoid
mean it
these.
wouldn't
Yeah.
attack us.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to know what's in the other room that goes off of.
Miranda could just go in there.
Yeah, you want Randall to check it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Randall leaves the well, checks out the other larger looking room on the main floor. What used to be some sort of laboratory lies in ruins, its furnishings broken and heaped against the walls. In the middle of this room, painted on the floor with mud, is a 10-foot wide symbol depicting 3 lightning bolts joined at their tips. And you recognize that as a symbol of Talos. Where the lightning bolts converge, a half-orc wearing hide armor performs an eerie dance while consuming some kind of small creature's entrails.
Oh, he's just
Standing
partying?
around the half-orc, several of these small twig figures prancing in a circle.
That's fun.
Okay, how about I blast that room?
Well, let's. I
Fireball.
wanted to talk to the half orc.
How about I use
Because
my
they remember
fireball
they
and
haven't done
blast
anything
her?
like super evil yet.
I mean,
He's eating entrails.
He's busy. He's busy eating
He's a
the
freak.
entrails.
all
Eating the
performing
entrails and he's dancing.
what
I'm not
looks
gonna
like
assume.
a dark spell.
I'm not gonna assume that any tribal
Can I
act
roll
he's
a
doing
religion
is
check
evil.
for what Randall saw? 20.
Right. Yeah, it's really obviously some kind of ritual for Talos.
I'm
And this
fireball.
ritual is probably, for some kind of strength. What they
Yeah,
want
what do
this
they
strength
want?
for. You don't know
What
what
do
they
they
want.
What are they trying to achieve through these means? And
I don't
maybe
care
they
what they
would
want.
achieve it through other means if they knew how. Which is why I'm not saying it's gonna work, but I at least want to try to negotiate with them. If the half-orcs have any semblance of control over the activities of the orcs, then maybe if we talk to them, they'll get the orcs to stop doing bad stuff without us having to fight like 10 orcs.
I'm down for it.
It's worth a shot.
That's worth a shot.
Try it. You can try it.
Okay.
But I'm ready.
So Feanor and Zelfar, you guys take up some positions behind those pillars. Clodagh, you sneak out around the well, attempting to sneak out. Definitely a little bit jingly, and some of those vines do like slither up around your feet a little bit, but nothing harmful. They don't try to grab at you or anything. And you make your way over to the room where that half-orc, seemed to be performing some kind of strange ritual. Strange to say the least.
Do you knock?
Is there a door
There's
to
no
knock on?
door. The
Knock
door
on
is
the
smashed.
door.
I knock on the door frame.
Yeah.
There's still like blood dripping down its like chest and everything. Everything stops in this room, and he looks at you.
All his partying little creatures turn on.
Yeah, all the little twig figures stare. They don't have eyes, but they look your direction
You.
and faces you, feet planted. Do you say anything?
Hi. I'm Clodagh.
Probably knows who you are because he had a little doll of you.
Yeah.
You don't know my name, but you may recognize me from the doll that you made of me.
He pounds his chest. I am Granok. Why have you come here?
Well, I'm just trying to, find out what's going on with you. Because a man, Falcon, sent us to do a preemptive strike against you or whatever. But I just want to know, what are you doing and why?
This is our home. I am praising my god Talos. What is that to you?
Okay, I mean, that's valid. But it's just that we know that you lay a curse on a woodcutter's camp. That's not cool.
Neither was their act of destroying our forest home.
So, you just want to keep your forest safe. Do you prefer to do this through murder?
The wood must be protected at all costs. It is our duty from Talos. The orcs who have come from the mountains, they want to lay siege on that horrid lodge west of here. That man hunts game from the wood. He cuts trees. He is not welcome. We haven't bothered with him, but these orcs want a home here as well. It is our wood, and they are welcome as they are similar to our kind.
Okay. I don't know. Usually my negotiations go better than this.
I'm
Okay, so
Feanor, I think it's going well.
the orcs have fled from the dragon that's taken up residence in the Icespire peaks. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, well, I have this cool sword, and eventually I'm gonna kill that dragon. So the orcs will go away. And then, without your little orc buddies to help you fight, who's gonna help you defend yourselves against the retribution that'll inevitably come if you lay siege to that hunting lodge? And I mean, you could attack me now to stop me from fighting the dragon, but also, I
place is
defended a whole ranch from a whole horde of orcs. You know, just me and a few of my friends. I mean, I get that you're just trying to defend your woodland home. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't like trophy hunting either. But the forest that you love will become the battleground.
These are wise words from a human. That dragon is the true enemy here, an enemy of all of us. But how can I believe that you are strong enough to defeat it?
Maybe you and your orc buddies could help. I mean, you guys are obviously strong.
The orcs have no courage. They fight weak things, like the people of the town outside of these woods. They have no wishes to fight the dragon.
They don't want to take back their ancestral homeland? So it sounds like your orc friends here aren't even here for a noble cause. They're not here to defend the forest. They're just here to, murder. That's not very noble.
They are barbarians. I will not defend their morals.
Yeah, so why do you even want them to live here? All they're gonna do is cause trouble for you. Because after that fight, they're not gonna stop. They're just gonna keep murdering stuff.
When you say that, he sits down in the middle of his tri-lightning bolt symbol. His little wooden friends all come and cluster around him. And he closes his eyes for a second to think.
I'll slowly enter the room, for real, with my weapon sheathed.
He keeps his eyes closed and he says, Perhaps I have been swayed by the violent ways of these orcs. We have lived in relative peace with that human for some time, and most others fear to enter the wood. He is the only link to their kind. All this said, I know that the orcs will never be your ally.
I don't think my friend Inverna would really want to fight alongside orcs either. But that just leaves the problem of, do the orcs respect you enough to follow your lead and not attack the hunting lodge?
Yes, they know that our connection to Talos brings us great power. Power that they are unfamiliar with and they fear. That is what rules them. That is the only reason they don't go back to the mountain. So if what you say is true, and you can defeat this dragon, they would probably return to their home.
Yeah.
The orcs know one thing besides fear, and that is strength. If you could defeat one or perhaps more of them, I'm sure they would recognize your power as well, and at least stall their bloodlust on the lodge. Bring your friends here, and you may wait and rest here while I speak to the others.
Cool.
So the terms have been set. It will be a 5v5 match to the death here in the courtyard. So you guys are all lined up in the courtyard. Across from you are 5 kind of bruised, kind of dirty looking hide armor wearing orcs, all wielding battle axes with javelins on their backs, except the center orc, a little bit bigger, a little bit beefier than the rest, hefting his great axe in his hands, a spear on his back, and he is wearing chain armor.
Thick.
He's a thick boy.
Yeah. Roll initiative.
Come on.
Fight to the death.
Okay. Clodagh, you're up first.
Yeah! I do a battle yell and I run into battle. I attack number 5. Going all out here. 22 to hit.
Hits.
Second attack.
Hits.
Action surge.
Whoa!
A glowing light surrounds me.
Going Super Saiyan.
16 to hit.
16 just hits.
Yes! Fourth attack.
Yep. Wow. So that leader orc takes a major wallop from Clodagh. Just multiple sword strikes. Chopping him up.
Inverna now is howling with glee at the opportunity to fight some orcs. Woo! She is going to attack an underling over here. 19 to hit.
Hits.
9 damage.
That orc is not looking great. He's really beating up on these guys.
Donabella is going to use Sacred Flame on the one that Inverna just attacked.
Donabella extends her hands toward that weakened orc. Ooh, but he's able to shake off the effects.
Ouch. Donabella stomps her foot in frustration.
And now it is the center orc's turn. He's going to let out a roar of a battle cry that enlivens all of his compatriots. And he's going to make a couple great axe attacks.
Good luck.
A couple.
Yeah, he'll move around you to flank.
I walked right into it.
It's okay.
25 on his first attack. Ooh, 23 damage.
D12 plus a D8.
He's an orc war chief.
That's more than half my health.
And 20 damage.
All right, I have 3 hit points left.
Yeah, so as he just unleashes 2 giant chops, denting your armor severely.
All right, maybe the wizard should take care of this guy.
He's not looking amazing himself, but
including ourselves.
Just fireball the whole room.
Yes.
Next, Feanor.
Seeing that this monstrous orc is about to kill my compatriot, I string my bow and launch an arrow at it to try to stop the barrage.
Nice.
Yeah! 19!
Hits.
So a
Nice.
attack too.
19 damage as a single arrow slings this guy right in the back. Lets out a painful cry this time as his shoulder blades reach back, closing around it. The arrow breaks off between his beefy muscles, but he looks severely hurt by that, and he lurches over his shoulder toward you and points your way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little
There's a door right behind you.
a
Yeah.
dive roll. behind me to kind of see if it'll be. So I
Yeah,
can still
sure.
kind of shoot from behind the doorway.
Nice. Yeah, and as he pointed, one of his allies is going to rush after him. So, Clodagh, you're going to get an attack of opportunity.
23 to hit.
Totally hits.
14.
Whoa. 14. Okay, so with your reaction strike, after just being like beaten down almost to the ground by that big bad orc, you slice at the feet of this one that tries to run past you, chopping off one of its feet, and it limps toward the door, still making now kind of fumbling strike at Feanor there in the doorway. Still invigorated by his Capitan. But not enough. As the axe,
the loss of
just
a foot is-
cleaves down right in front of you. You kind of like back up a little bit, sending your arms out for you to keep your balance, dodging the blow.
We all know morale is stored in the feet.
The next orc in line is going to run up and try to help his captain, and he's going to make an attack on you,
I'm
Clodagh.
gonna die. I'm gonna go down at least.
A 1 and a 20, but it's advantage
Alright.
because they're
Well, I'm
invigorated.
down, so.
Yeah, so yeah,
Anyways,
minimum damage. Clodagh is unconscious here.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing.
One of the orc's other allies, seeing you on the ground before his champion, just tries to pin you down with a javelin. It's an automatic crit since you're unconscious, prone before him.
So that's 2 failures.
He seems to be leaving the kill for his master. And then it is your turn, Zelfar.
I run up next to her, pull my potion from one of my cloak's pockets, pour it in her mouth.
Slurpy boy.
I drink the waters of life.
I then just do a spin move, pulling my cloak over my head. Bonus action, Misty
Blinding
Step.
myself.
Oh!
Bonus action, Misty Step.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
10.
Dude, what a potent potion.
Might have slipped a little something in there.
The remaining orc in the corner here is kind of like pinned between his ally and Inverna, and this one was already attacked by her. He's going to make a strike at Inverna. Still has advantage here from his Capitan's shriek. 19.
Yes.
And with his great axe, 13 slashing damage to Inverna. Back to you, Clodagh.
I just start rolling on the ground, disengaging. Back to Donabella. Bonus action, second wind. Donabella then will cast Cure Wounds on me on her turn.
Wow.
Inverna will attack number 4 again.
She kills him.
Yeah!
The first combatant is slain.
Yeah, wow.
As Inverna
Everyone's been pretty close,
pierces her sword
Clodagh
up through its gut.
Clodagh spits out some blood and goes, "Go, Inverna! You killed that orc!"
All right. It's the big boy's turn. He's pretty peeved that his quarry slithered away.
I'm peeved.
He's gonna kill Inverna now, isn't he?
Yeah, you know what? He's like, if that freaking elf
Oh, yeah.
didn't just get in the
Natural
way.
enemies.
He puts a foot on the well, leaps off of it over behind Inverna, and he's gonna wing his axe, trying to pin her up against these columns here. 17.
That just hits her.
18 damage.
She is unconscious.
Okay. He pins her up against a column as she falls down. He brings his axe up again. It's an auto crit.
hits.
2 death fails
Jerky,
for
you heal
Inverna right now.
How's,
Yeah,
how's the
orcs
big
are-
orc looking?
He's about as healthy as the rest of them are at full.
How many miles per hour
It's a little
wind
bit
is
of a
coming
hint.
out of him?
Right? I was like, he has,
5 miles per hour.
he has 19 hit points left. Seeing that Inverna is pretty much on death's door, he's going to leave her for one of his allies, and he's going to use his bonus action to run up to you, Clodagh. Feanor's turn.
Okay.
be
So I'm
close.
gonna try to take down one of these little guys before they feast upon her bones.
You can
So
try.
I draw my bow
Isn't it your
to
turn
launch
before
across
the-
the
Yeah, we're both
courtyard
gonna go again.
over the well to attack orc number 3, who's closest to my fallen compadre. D20, let's go. 14.
Hits.
Yes.
Yeah.
11 damage.
Pretty strong blow, but he's still alive. As he's nearly pinned to the wall by that arrow.
Don't worry, Inverna will die doing what she loved.
Wait, doesn't he get...
She took
no,
one
no.
down with her.
Okay.
She's gonna die.
Yeah, she is. So, Orc numero dos saw you could tell by the look in his sad eyes, his brother Orc be cut down by Inverna. And he runs up,
Oh no!
slings his javelin off his back, and just right in her throat.
Inverna!
R.I.P.
Well, like I just said, she died doing what she loved.
Number 3's turn. He sees this little guy hiding in the corner over here. He's gonna bonus action run up to you, make a great axe attack.
He can try. He hits me.
Zelfar, no!
Minimum damage. And
His
up
sword
to
gets
you in the
wrapped in my
corner.
cloak.
It is your turn, Zelfar.
So, I didn't think it'd have to come to this. I cast Fireball! Back here.
What? Can I get everyone without killing us?
20-foot radius.
20-foot radius? Yeah, at like this point. It'll be... right? 10,
Our
15, 20.
eyebrows are gonna get singed off.
So you're doing fireball?
Yes.
We all like press up against the wall.
Can't stand the heat, stay out of the
To
kitchen.
protect Donabella, I push her back into the fireplace.
Yeah, they're all deck saves.
23 damage. The 2 underlings in range get the full effect and are basically incinerated along with Inverna. The chief is blasted in the back, basically like right up in your face now, Clodagh, as you are pushed against the wall as well. Like all of you just kind of thrust against the walls of this courtyard from the blast.
There's an outline of the huge chief against the wall, like around Clodagh.
Yeah, he
he
basically
shielded
protected
me,
you
yeah.
from this.
Yeah, pretty much.
I pushed
From the fires.
Donabella back into the fireplace, and then the orc shielded me from the blast.
Clodagh, this orc, his hair like burned off behind him. This whole room now just smells of ash and death. What do you do?
I flank him. And I point at him,
Slide between the pillars.
slither around him, attack with advantage now.
Hit.
Chop his head off.
Yeah, he's dead.
14 damage. I do chop his head off.
Wow, with your Dragon Slayer greatsword?
Yeah.
Yeah, you swing around, just kind of like...
This is for Inverna!
Yep. Out from now, like between the pillars behind him, sling your sword around, and it just ching into the stone pillar, and his head rests upon your sword there as his body collapses to the ground.
Second attack.
Oh, crap.
Throw the sword at the little
I don't
guy.
think I can get all the way over here.
Throw your sword.
Can you throw a sword?
You can throw the sword.
I'm not gonna throw the sword. I am going to fire my light crossbow, though.
He's only at 1 hit point, remember?
Okay.
That's why even throwing the
Well,
sword
I
would be
still run
probably pretty
up
cool.
just in case. And I attack him with my light crossbow. Oh wait, I wouldn't be able to because of the loading property of the light crossbow.
It's already probably loaded.
No, I don't
think
think
you
you
leave
can
a
carry,
loaded
you can't carry it around loaded. Okay, I don't do that.
Throw the sword!
Okay,
Throw the
let's
crossbow. Throw the crossbow.
You can throw anything. You have 1 hit point left.
Take your
Throw the
shoe
sword!
Take your shoe off,
Okay,
madam.
start over.
Yeah.
For my second attack, I run over to number 1, who has my new buddy, Feanor, and I throw the Dragon Slayer greatsword. Because I can't get up to melee range.
Oh my god! What the heck?
And you roll
Wow.
like 4d6.
He only had 1 hit
this
point
one
left,
hit- I
but
just
roll
wanna
him
know.
anyway.
17 damage.
So miraculously, as if it were a dragon,
Dragon.
the sword just end over end flies through the air, and Feanor, you just see the tip of this blade emerge, and his body flies into the door frame next to you and just collapses onto the ground after that huge explosion. The room all still smoking, the vines withered around this well, and the house is quiet once more. You guys look up to the windows to that room where the other orcs were planning. There's a few orcs there, just like jaw dropped, and they close their eyes
See, I can
And,
kill a dragon. I only died once.
and just raise a fist towards you.
I also raise a fist.
That half-orc comes out of the room where he had been performing that ritual before and steps across the well from you and says, Talos is clearly on your side.
Yeah, but not on Inverna's side. Just look at the pile of ash where Inverna was.
Yeah, the cowboy hat's still perfectly preserved, sitting on a pile of ashes.
Yeah. I shed a tear over her pile of ash. It sifted through my fingers as Donabella takes some of the ash to perform a funeral rite later.
I pull sunglasses from out of one of my cloak pockets. Put them on.
The half-orc all presents you with 2 items. These were found in the wreckage of the house long ago, but they will aid you in your battle against the dragon. In one hand, a necklace, bright orange beads, light of fire within them, and in his left hand, a strange, ornate rod, about 2 feet in length.
I doubt it can be cooler than the rod I already have. I take the items, and I thank him.
I identify them with spells.
And Zelfar, you can tell these are a necklace of fireballs and a movable rod.
Ooh, the immovable. That's my favorite kind of rod.
It is cooler than the other
Yeah,
rod.
it is cooler than the other
powerful,
rod.
Very powerful.
All right. And that's where we're going to end this session. Check out the DM guide for this quest and more in the full playlist in the description. Thanks for watching, and keep building.
Bye.
Like and subscribe to this web zone.
What's a word?